going on, guys? Hope all is well. Hope all is well. Um, welcome, and welcome again to Battle Tested. What doesn't break you builds your brand. I'm your host, Brandon Abbey. It's another great show, and man, just back again for another Friday. Last Friday in April. Man, it's crazy how time is just flying. It's just like let me see. Prime example. I'm not gonna let it on fire or whatever, but you know how you like an idea just popped in my head. You know how you light something on fire, you light a piece of paper on fire and you have it in the air and it or money or whatever. You have it in the air and you just put it on fire and you just light it on fire and it just start flying away from the wind. That is the similarities of where I see this year is going. It's going by so fast. You can't even keep up with it. It's going by so fast. But that's kind of the analogy that I kind of popped in my head. And because you light it on fire and you see what it is. This year is going by quick. It's going by quick. It's almost in the fifth month. With the year of the horse, right? The year of the horse. Just like a horse, is going by quickly. And we went back. I remember what's today? The 20. I remember last year around this time, and I was headed off to Thailand. It was like going by super fast. I was excited about going, and like, okay, what if this doesn't happen or whatever? But remember I told you everything happens in divine alignment. I ended up going to Thailand and had an unbelievable time. I came back and if I didn't like my life to start going in this trajectory, just like the spaceship going into the moon, it just started going in a trajectory, and I really tapped into a lot of spaces. So I would definitely say thank you for being here. You hear the story of everything. Battle tested. What doesn't break you builds your brand. Today, we are talking about such a beautiful subject. Beautiful subject that really everyone can resonate with. Or if you can't resonate with it, hopefully by the end of the show, no, it's not hopefully. I'm going to give the intentions out right now. By the end of the show, you will be able to resonate with it. So I'm going to throw that out as a possibility that you will actually resonate with the show I'm going to really talk about. And pain is the starting point of change. Pain is the starting point of change. Subscribe. This is Battle Tested. What doesn't break you builds your brain. You can find it on Battle Tested Podcast on YouTube. The numbers are going to continue to slowly grow up, but pass this on to a friend. Hand it off to them or throw it to them. Hey, girl, give it to 5 friends. Give it to 5 friends and allow them to experience the experiences that you experience every single day. Some people just need, like I talked to someone earlier today, and I was handing it out. I was like, hey, I was handing out like candy today. Handing out like candy. And I was like, hey, you should check out my podcast. I think you really love it. He's like, yeah, I'm headed off to work right now, and I really need something to listen to. Shout out to my man. He's like, man, I really need something to listen to. So boom, I gave it to him. He's like, all right, bet. He's a chef cooking it up. So shout out to him. But everybody wants change, but nobody wants the pain that goes with it. Go figure. Go figure. And it kind of lines up to everybody wants change, but nobody wants the pain that goes with it. It goes back to last season. We were talking about Shador a lot. he endured the pain and he getting the reaping the benefits of it. He's fighting for number one spot. I know I ain't going into but Shador is my guy. I mess with Shador. LeBron going into that. Nobody expecting him, but people think they do not have to endure the scrutiny of, or the scrutiny of what the pain actually pulls out on the other side. Because when you think about a tree in the front of your house, prime example, tree in the front of your house is there when you moved in. You didn't like the tree, but you liked the house. You didn't like the tree, but you liked the house, right? You didn't like the tree, but you did like the house. So the tree you can take up. You can dig the tree up. You got a shovel. You got people. You got people that come out. You can cut the tree down. You get it dug up. Boom. Take that tree along with y'all. Y'all can take it with you. Take it with you now. Don't bring it back. See, pain is similar to that. Pain is similar. You gotta, like, it behooves you. It behooves you to go through it. You know what I mean? Like, even though it's a part of, sometimes it becomes a part of the package. You're divinely created. Probably heard that before. You're divinely created. Divinely created to be special and a gift, and to be a miraculous contribution to the world. See, I was gonna write it. That was actually gonna be the title to this episode today. It was gonna be miraculous contribution. Miraculous contribution. But however, I pivoted. You pivot. I pivot from miraculous contribution to pain is the starting point. Because if you look at it, anybody that you know from the top to the bottom, from the side, from the left to the right, they will tell you, and you will get to know, and you probably see the Atlanta experience. Shout out to Atlanta. But I'll tell you about that in a minute. But from left to right, they would not be who they are in the world if they had not endured the pain to see on the other side. So them roots, you got to get those. That's where that tree analogy, it all goes back to those roots. You got to pull those roots out. That tree will grow back. So you get that, and you take that pain and you put it to the side. Take it with you. Take it with you. Get rid of it. You're out of here. Like, if you were talking about baseball, you're out of here. Like, you're out of here, right? Like, you really have, like, you have to. You absolutely, it behooves you. I'm going to say you have to. It behooves you to grab that pain by the horns and ride that thing on out of here. Because the truth is, pain isn't here to stop you. It's actually here to show you where you need to grow at. So this is battle tested. What doesn't break you builds your brand. Pain is the starting point of change. And you think, like, you get a whole different reality. For me, over the past 5 years, and that 5.5 years ago, that's when it started for me. That night, I walked back in my room and I said, hey, I've lived my whole entire life a lie. See, in my mind, that's what I told myself. And I went on this discovery. I said, her body hadn't even really got cold. But I was like, man, I've lived my life a lie. Not the fact of being married and, having kids and family and all that. Not that factor. That was the factor. It was the togetherness and all that. The lie was what I heard growing up in my past. I was living from that past. They say, go to school, get good grades, work 40 hours a week, 45 years of your life, live on 40% of the pain that you didn't. You know what I mean? It's like that is where you go in somebody else's direction instead of going your direction. And that night, I looked at it, I looked to the left and I seen all these things. I seen all these things that probably wouldn't have been good things. I'm talking about DUIs, drugs, and alcohol, and all that. It was crazy. And I seen my kids over here. They're having to endure crying, and I chose this side. Obviously, I've never had a DUI. I don't want one either. Knock on wood. Don't want one of those. But it allows you that pain. Me enduring that pain was the start piece of that change and transformation. We talking about I wouldn't be here now if I didn't go through that pain. I could have took that time to go through not to say the weak side of it, because taking the drugs, I was just numb to myself from it. Sometimes that's not the best ideal of it. And I tell some people that when people say, they ask me about it, well, I speak about it rather. As I speak about it, I share with them, like, it's all right. She's no longer in pain. Because at the end of the day, I'm a co-star in her movie. And you have to be, and when you talk about that pain is a starting point of change. You have to be that mega star. You could be a low box office person. You can be a low box office person, or you can be a nominee in your pain change. Pain is the starting point of change. You could be that nominee, if you will. If you're talking about music, if you're talking about movies, you're talking about that. You can be a mega social media influencer in that space. You can put a lot of names on it, but pain isn't something. It's not like if you look at the title of this show, Battle Tested, what doesn't break you builds your brand. See, it's the pain is the starting point. What doesn't break you builds your brand. Pain is the starting point of change. Pain, think if you about to have a stroke, you start getting shooting pains a lot of the time, or you start getting different other signals or signs or things to enlighten you to, hey, this thing needs some attention. Like pain will be a signal, hey, you need some attention. How do you get over the pain that if it left too soon? Like honestly, Amanda, thank you for the question, Amanda. How do you get over the pain if it left too soon? It's never too soon. You just weren't ready yet. But that was the divine space of where it is right there. That was the divine space, the date, the time, the moment was already written when you were created in this world. When this world was created, that time, date, and moment was already written. You just didn't know about it. So it's too soon for us, so to speak, but it's just the right moment for us as well. And I think about it as I was putting the show together. As I was putting the show together, I was really thinking about, as I was putting the show together, I was thinking about control. Control. And it goes, I'm so glad you said that, Amanda, because what it goes to, what I look at, or what I look to when you say that is, I wasn't ready to give them up. I wasn't ready to give them up. Yeah, I wasn't ready to give her up, but the universe was ready to deliver. And for me to it's really like an unveiling, so to speak. It's like an unveiling of a dress. If you were at a wedding or whatever, it's an unveiling that the universe is saying to you, or God is saying to you, Get out the way. It's time for you to shine now. It's time for you to step into that place of greatness. You learn everything because we already know it's everything we supposed to know. We already know. It's all. And I seen this quote earlier this week. Everything is already created. Everything is already created. And it's like, and you know how those quotes that make you say, that was one of those. Everything in the world is already created. It's nothing. You take something like metal. You think about the Tesla truck, Cybertruck. You know, you see it, this big box of metal. Just like, who would have thought that right there? That big, huge piece of metal, and it's just rolling down the street. You're like, what we back on the. Like, you would have never thought about that. Like, you would have thought about that's the kid. Like, that's the kid. That's the kid that that plays with Legos and all that stuff, build trucks. And so that is what that is. Like, it's just a bunch of big, huge truck. You would never see that on the truck. But it's the biggest advertising in the world, if you think about it. If you look at it, it's the biggest advertising in the world. And by being such, it allows it to create the marketing tool. And it's a huge marketing, like Tesla, like the car Tesla. I was writing about Tesla in 2017. Like, I was writing about it in 2017 for my master's degree program. I was writing about it. I was writing about it and writing about the numbers and how they were going to fluctuate the prices, and like the price was going to go from 100. I think I was taking portfolios and investments. How they're going to take it from 100, 90, 80 some thousand a year. I mean, the cost, the retail price on it, to bring it down to 28,000. It was going to bring it to 20. They make it, it's everything is supply and demand. So we were talking about this, right? So everything is supply and demand, like that truck. So the supply and demand, they had a huge demand for it. And so supply, they had to limit the supply of it, which makes the price. You can price whatever you want to price it at. That goes hand in hand with kind of what I'm sharing with you, like with the pain. That and to bring it to bring it all back together, you gotta supply your supply and your demand. Supply and demand. When you bring this, you have this demand to be a certain way in life. We got this. It's like wax on, wax off. If you Mr. Miyagi type, if you was talking about the Karate Kid, wax on. All right, I want to be this person in life. Okay, you want to be in this person. Universe said, okay, you want to be this person? Here you go. Pain. You got to go through this pain first to make you this person. I want to be this person in life. I desire to be this person, like whether it be big house, big car, jets, yachts or whatever, traveling. Okay. To be this person in life, to be here, you got to go through this. So it's like one of those law of residence or law of correspondence. It's like, okay, I got to be this. It's like cause and effect. It's like the laws just started adding up. Something in your life needs to shift. It's just like something in your life needs to shift. A lot of people just ignore this. And I go back to ignore. It's not, you ignore it. Then it becomes numb, and then you run from it. Simple as that. Like we'll run from this pain. Like, oh man, I don't want to go. How many times I heard a woman say, that's right, he say, man, I don't like to go and get a checkup. It's like, okay. It's like, man, I get frightened and I cancel my appointments and like what? Like for me, I know me being in prior military, hey, at one point I didn't like to go get checked up, but I'm like, hey, whatever. It is what it is. Let's go ahead and deal with it. I get a checkup every year, once a year. Boom, like clockwork. ATL. But pain doesn't just go away or you ignore it. It gets louder. It gets louder if you got chest problems. You're like, oh, I got knee problems. That knee problem ain't gonna go. That pain, something that's gonna keep on thriving and what usually happens after that? What usually happens? Most people won't move till they get forced to. They get forced to. You get forced to do something, and you're like, dang, oh man, bad things always happen to me. You ever thought about the word, the good things always coming my way? Because on the other side of that pain is something that's beautiful. And it's like, so if you was planting a flower, it's something that's beautiful on there. It's the beauty of it. And once you look at the beauty of it, there you go. But like, there's no pain, no change, no anything that really can, like the mental telepathy of having to deal with a draft. Like having to deal with a draft or a cut. Like, I don't know. It's no nothing like that. Like I just have so many memories of the things that we're going to do together, and it makes it harder going forward. Plus, these twins just like them. Hey, one thing I would tell you, Amanda, is this: accept it. It sucks. Hey, I too had to endure a piece of life. When you accept where you are, that your plans got cut short, it's like a detour. Prime example. It's like a detour. And I'll get to that, but I'm answering this right here. It's like a detour. Like you're driving, you just, have you ever just been driving? You just smooth driving. I know I done drove 75. I jump on 75 so many times. So I'm driving. And then all of a sudden, boom, you get popped in traffic. You get popped, like the traffic just stops. It's like you slam on your brakes. You're like, what the? I was smooth rolling. And I came into this traffic. And I detour. They take you all around to a place that you ain't even want to go. Similar to what we're talking about right now. Pain's a starting point. Because when you got stopped right there, detour, and you got to go all around, probably in some country land, and going around here. You got to go make a left over here. You got to hook a right over there. You got to come back, and you got to, boom. You can get back on your point, though. You get to your destination. And that's the beautiful thing about having this journal right here, though. It's a beautiful thing about having this journal. This journal right here, Amanda, prime example. Amanda, this is a perfect journal to really document and help guide you through that. So you can go on the Discord right now. You can download it on the Discord. You can, or you can come here every week too, and subscribe to Battle Tested. What doesn't break you builds your brand on YouTube. It's a Battle Tested podcast on YouTube. Battle Tested podcast on YouTube. We are going up in numbers, but let me tell you. See the website. It's a nice little journal. And it's a journal, and I can just flip it to whatever day. I'll flip it whatever day. Doesn't matter. Understanding your triggers. or reclaiming your power. Reclaiming your power. I think I read that one before. Practicing forgiveness. And that's where but it's really about acceptance. Amanda, if I was telling you anything, it would be about acceptance. You gotta, if you accept the fact that you no longer control that situation, things will start lighting up for you. And you accept it, and then you transform from it, and then you step into mastery and utilize a lot of that stuff. And I totally get it. I would rather come each week. I enjoy your company. Plus, I have a journal in 3 different rooms in the house. The bathroom journal is the most of you. That's amazing. Yeah, come on through. But you have this journal. You probably got some journals. You got this journal, though. You got this one. The Journey of Being, 30-day guided journal to acceptance, transformation, and mastery. You got this journal, Accepting Your Past. That's the one I just flipped to. It's crazy. You may not control the event, that happened to you, but you decide, but you can decide not to be reduced by them. You might not control the event, but you can decide. You get the choice to decide whether you be, stuck by it. So thank you, Amanda. Definitely go and download it. For sure. So, like I was saying about the pressure, you get so much pressure when you're playing sports, competition, and performance. Like, it's like all these things. It's like, the media, like stuff that don't even matter. Like, oh my goodness. Like, it's crazy. But hey, it's part of the game when you're playing sports, I guess. Because the NFL draft, decisions are made in real time, and life is happening in real time, and it's happening forever. Like last night, shout out to Mendoza, Heisman Trophy winner, national champion. Everything that built you leads you to the moment where pressure becomes your new identity. Like, you start owning that pressure. Like, all right, cool. Like, for me now, like, battle tested. What doesn't break you, build your brand. Like, I think I was about 26, I think 25, 26. I nearly got blown up in Afghanistan. Like, but I ain't talking about joining. Somebody say they nearly got blown up in Afghanistan. I'm talking about an 82 millimeter cordless rifle round landed directly across the street from my compound in Afghanistan. And I'm not talking about something small either. It was 3 that landed in a radius of where my position was. It was 3 that landed in a radius. One on the other side of compound, one on the back side that was over here, and one right in front of our compound. So just imagine that trajectory of the nurturing of that. At my 35, seeing my wife take her last breath. Growing up the way I did. I didn't say I grew up horribly. I'm sure someone probably grew up worse, people in Africa or the other time. But I'm super grateful for me, how I endured life and being able to pull those weed out. But I didn't. Pain is the starting point of change. So I appreciate the things I've had to experience now. All right, cool, Amanda. I'll definitely subscribe on my YouTube and all of that, and I would definitely get that information to you. I will update that to verify. Okay. But that's the thing that led me to 5 years later, 5.5 years later. I'm a transformation coach. I got my own podcast. I'm executive producer of this podcast. I am impacting people's lives around the world, and they get to see for themselves and discover for themselves a new possibility of what life can be in. Because I didn't just allow the pain just sit there dormant. Because the pain sitting there dormant, it becomes enormous. And it enables you to continue to move forward and ops you. It's like a flat tire type deal. But, like I said, shout out to my man Mendoza for getting doing his thing, and Heisman Trophy winner, national champion. I didn't know who Mendoza was last year, to be honest with you. Up until he won the Heisman Trophy, and I ain't know who the hell he went. He went to University of Indiana. That's the only thing I know. But look at the playoffs. The playoffs are locked in right now. I'm excited. There's no room for comfort right now. And the Lakers are pushing through. They are defeating all the odds. Minnesota is responding to the pressure of the Denver Nuggets. They said all the time, they had the Lakers up like behind, and they was an underdog on their own floor. Houston was supposed to blow them out. Now they're up 2-0. And they suspected to bring Austin Reeves back and Luka Doncic back in the next couple of weeks or whatever, next week or so, next few games actually. So it's not just talent; it's about that heart, that pain. That pain will ensure that you get that heart in you, you get that dog in you. Like it makes you that humble. Like you be so humble. Like some things happened to me the last couple of days, and help some people get to the next level and become a part of this amazing group of individuals and changing lives. And I helped them. I was a miraculous contribution to their life. And so that pain that you've gone through is preparing you to help someone else. And whenever your time is, Amanda, it's going to be the universe, God, your family, everybody's going to say, thank you, faithful servant. You can go home now. Because nobody dominates without going through something unless they test it for it first. So, yeah, pain forces us awareness. Like you be more aware, and I'm more hyper vigilant to things. Like being a single dad now, I'm hyper vigilant to seeing things and seeing people say, well, okay, cool, no, that don't work. See, pain wakes us up. Like it really, like, no, for me, like I told you, I was living in this huge house, man, like 3 stories. I could go, okay, I don't want to have to deal with nobody. Like you think about the pandemic. If I lived in a small house, during the pandemic, oh my gosh. If I lived in this house, like the kids want to go upstairs, they want to be loud. Okay, stay upstairs. I'm going to go to the basement, or I'm going to go in the middle of the floor and I'm going to go cook or something. Like, I'm going to figure something out. I'm going to go in the backyard and spray the yard. I'm going to go outside and more. Like, pain forces awareness. And like somebody being in pain is a force of awareness for you to understand it. And that's in life. That's with relationships. That's with anything. It makes you realize that relationship isn't, if the relationship isn't right, if your lifestyle is not working, mindset is not holding up. It's like without the pain, you stay comfortable and stay stuck, to be honest. So you stay stuck. When you stay stuck, that's being stuck is an illusion. It reveals on what you have been ignoring. So let me tell you, that pain is that filler though. The real question is when you really talk about it and you really get to the source of everything is about getting to the source of it, the root of it. Everything is about that. It's like the root. You get to the root of it. You get to the root at the base of it, and you get to establish where exactly. Now you get to the source of it. You get to establish it. Say, hey, where does this pain come from? Like, what am I gonna do with it? Like, you start asking them questions. If you really start asking those questions, that's when the game start flipping the lights on. Like, hey, forget it. Forget it. Whatever. Forget it. We start flipping lights on and start turning this pain into some reality. And when it starts turning that reality, it's like, because it's an illusion a lot of the time. So we don't know what the source of it. We don't know the base of it. We don't know what the foundation of that pain is. See, the pain, like if I'm not going to do it, but if I was to set something on fire, the pain of it will make me move my hand, or I'm going to burn my hand. And when you release that, you start really getting to the source of that pain. Like an onion, you start peeling that thing back. Here's what happens then. You get the awareness of it and you start breaking through it. And what does that pain, what am I going to do with it? Because pain, you can do 2 things with it. You can let it destroy you, or you can transform it. You see, like I just said a moment ago, 5 years ago, 5.5 years ago, this time, 5.5 years ago, this time right here, man, I was just like, okay, what am I doing with life? Less than 6 months in, I'm like, man, like, what am I doing with this life, man? Like, it's the 24th too. So it's all divine. Everything is divine alignment. It's been 6 months today. 6 months, 5 years, 6 months today. I just looked at the actual calendar. 5 years, 6 months a day. Boom. 6 months, like 5 years, 6 months ago, I would not expect to wake up that way. And some people turn pain into anger, bad decisions, and quitting. I heard this right here. Why quit when you already started? Like, why go some? Like, just keep on going. Keep on going. Like, you're already in the storm. You got to go back. You're like, okay, I'm gonna chill over here. I'm gonna chill in the storm and let all this rain in the storm. And no. Others turn into discipline and growth and purpose, and that's why for me, that's what I found my purpose. Like and I'll tell you, Amanda, this journal right here, this is my starting point. When you're talking about pain, is the starting point of change. This is my starting point right now. Like I really, like not really. However, I took this before what it is right here. Before it is the unlocking of the key to who I am today. A year, 16 months later, or 18 months later, to unlocking of who I am today. I just went to the discovery, start going to discover. I had printed it out. I had it for like a year, 9 months, something like that. I had it for that long. And I had printed it out 2-3 times. Printed out. It's like, it's kept on coming back to me. Coming back to me. But letting go of that control, it all boils down to control, Amanda. Like it does. It's that control. If you let go of that control, game over. Pain is like pressure. It either crushes you or you build strength that you didn't know you had. Pain is like pressure. Either, hey, it's going to crush you, or you build a strength you didn't know you had. So I'm going to tell you, that's one of the things. That definitely follow me on Mr. Diamond Inc. 2.0, Mr. Diamond Inc. 2.0 on IG and TikTok, Mr. Diamond Inc. 2.0 on IG and TikTok, Mr. Diamond Inc. 2.0 on IG and TikTok. Hey, this next segment is sponsored. It is sponsored by Renter Strategic Benefits. Renter Strategic Benefits at gmail.com. Renter Strategic Benefits at gmail.com. You can be able to see Renter Strategic Benefits and bring into reality. It's bringing to reality that pain is just emotion. Let's bring this thing into reality. And a lot of the time, you don't want that type of reality, though. And what Renter Strategic Benefits does, it provides you with the necessary tools to, in time of need, is to put money in your pocket for those medical bills, those accidents, unexpected life experience, expectations or events. And what happens then? Momentum stops, because like you're dealing with something emotionally, physically, pain, cancer. And what Renter Strategic Benefits specializes in is CAL program. And the CAL bundle is this: cancer, accident, life, and estate planning. We focus on that because cancer, that'll knock you out. You don't know. It's unknown. Accident, unknown. Life experience or life events, unknown. So estate planning, you get the choice. But if we put all those four things together, it's like this right here. You see this fist? See a fist balled up. It can do amazing. It has amazing power. That is what the CAL bundle does, because those things, when we talk about cancer, we talk about supplemental insurance. So even with it, let me tell you, those lights ain't gonna go by something like that. The lights ain't gonna. Mm-mm. The water, you get an accident, the water ain't gonna be like, oh yeah, you got an accident. Life, somebody passed away, ain't gonna say, oh, he got, somebody passed away. The dog passed away. You ain't gonna pay. No. Estate planning, you ain't got everything set squared away. Hey, they ain't gonna say, oh, he ain't got everything. We're gonna give him some slack. Hit up Renter Strategic Benefits. Let's book a meeting. Let's book a meeting. And that's why protection matters. Because when the momentum stops, let me tell you somebody that really had to experience that before. Really. And I'm so glad we had life insurance, though. I'm so glad we had life insurance, man. Because to have it endure that and like 2 different incidents, like I ain't got the money, but I have the opportunity to get it. I have the opportunity to pay this $50 or $40 a month or $60 a month or $100, whatever it is. I have this opportunity, and it won't be $100 a month unless you want max policy, and you got medical conditions. So every situation or case is very different. But you got this situation going on, and you like, oh man, I don't want to pay this money, but you die. It ain't on you no more. It's on your family. Now they crying and they putting out a GoFundMe for you. But that's the most selfish thing in the world. So I tell you, definitely had that estate planning and that life insurance put together. And while you're here, accident and cancer. Accident and cancer. Cancer and accident. People get diagnosed with cancer every single day. They don't want to hit a Mr. or Mrs. Don't want to hear that. Because light bills, that water bill, that ain't gonna. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there. Just gonna put it out there. What doesn't build you, break you. What doesn't break you builds your brain. Let me tell you something. One of the biggest things from experience, though, to be honest, one of the best things I could have did was have life insurance. One of the best things I could have did is have life insurance. Like, what is it like for me? I'm not gonna go racist or anything like, or not to say racist because I ain't that thing about personality. But I'm gonna talk to specific people right now because I know what I designate myself as a black man in America. As a black man in America, you can't afford it. You cannot afford to send those babies through another endurement of what you had to do in life. As a black man in America, you can't do that. You just don't have that luxury. You don't have that luxury to just let your kids or go out there and make 7, 8 kids and leave them high and dry. You don't have that luxury because you letting them start over just like you did. So, like cancer, like you can work your butt off, but hey, make sure you buckle down. Go get that life insurance. Hit this email up. renterstrategicbenefits@gmail.com. renterstrategicbenefits@gmail.com. Not because you feel life, but because you respect it. See, growth requires discomfort, though. See, you like before Ebony passed, like I would have. Hey, DC, you take it now. Before Ebony passed, like I don't want to talk about no life insurance. Like even though I was selling life, sold life insurance policies and stuff, but I ain't know why. I was scared of death. I was like, hold on, time out. Like, hold on. I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about that. Because I was misinformed with it. Like, see, growth requires discomfort. Growth requires discomfort. If you around me for 5 minutes, I bet you're going to get some of my energy. You'll be like, dang. Like, you be up here. Sometimes you got so much power within you, you don't know how much power you have within you. I'm going to say that again. Sometimes you have so much power within you, you don't know how much power you have within you. I'm going to say it one more last time for the people in the back. Sometimes you have so much power within you that you don't even know how much power you have within you. So let's be real. Change is uncomfortable. Change is so uncomfortable. I tell you, I would not be who I am today if I appreciate the people that have come in my life. Man, when I think about it, the people that have come in my life, especially over the last 5 years, man, you kind of get getting that thought, like, wow. People that come in my life over the last 5 years are seeing a different version of me that I don't need. Like we're getting to discover for ourselves, because they get to discover for themselves who I am as a person, and I get to discover for myself who I am as a person. You know, I told my son this the other day. Like, I told him this early in the week, I think. I said, man, I'm only 5.5 years. I'm 5.5 years old with 35 years of experience. I'm 5.5 years old with 35 years of experience. See, when his mom passed, it's a whole different reality. It's like wax on. It's like wax on, wax off. It's no game plan that you can do. It's no game plan. Like, you talking about me and Amanda, it's no game plan that you can have and put in place. Like, if you did have a game plan, that shit don't work. Shit didn't work. You know what I mean? Like, it's no game plan. You can put it, that shit don't work. Because the new version of you feels unfamiliar. Like, you got to really get to know that person. Like, I don't even know that person back in 2020 anymore. 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024. I don't know that person no more. Because, one, I don't be looking back. You know, looking back. What you looking back for? Because growth requires discomfort. But the same thing that discomfort, with growth on the other side, is that new truth or authenticity that you're looking for. That's all. You said okay, I want this. I want this. Being authentic. I want to be authentic to the space of, like, oh, I want this. I want this type of lifestyle. I want this, creating this. The pain of growth is temporary, but the pain of staying the same will last forever. Oh my gosh. The pain of growth is temporary, but the pain of staying the same will last forever. The pain of growth is temporary, but the pain of staying the same will last forever. The pain of staying the same will last forever. Pain of growth is temporary, but the pain of staying the same will last forever. Can last forever. Absolutely. Letting go hurts. You know, letting go hurts. It hurts. Letting go hurts. It hurts. Letting go hurts. It hurts. I'm telling you. It hurts. It hurts. But staying the same. I thought about this morning. Think about it. I thought about this morning. Something I'm about to say. The opportunity cost. You think about the risk. Most people like risk. The risk of staying the same, you got two different risks. Most people don't say, you don't see one risk. You see this risk over here. I'm not going to do that. If I say no, I don't have no risk. No. When you say no, I don't have any risk. When you say yes, I got risk. So you see that, right? It's like you on the one side of the bridge. This hand is kind of jacked up. This hand is, yeah, this hand kind of jacked up. But all right, you say on one end. So we're gonna go over this side. This side, risk, no risk. Risk, no risk. So if you look at these things, so risk, no risk. If you look at the risk and the no risk, the risk of staying the same has a bigger risk. The risk of staying the same has a bigger risk than the risk of making a change. See, the risk of staying the same may or may not become a situation, may or may not, most likely it will, because the universe will force you to do whatever it wants you to do. Try it if you want it. Try it if you want. You're going to get divinely moved. Okay? You're going to get divinely moved. Just know that. The pain is staying the same. The pain is change and the pain is staying the same. Hey. It's the opportunity cost that you lose out on, where over here, the possibility of what you're losing, you're gonna learn, you're gonna start, you're gonna get on it. It's like, hey, it's like new job. You know, if you, is it how your perspective and your mindset to look at it? New job. I started a new job today. Boom. Start a new job today. When I started this new job, I looked at it. So, okay, cool. This is that. I gotta learn this. You know, I'm learning. I got to learn a new system. I got to put them in. I got to associate it from my past, which we got to let go of our past. We got to let the past go. I got to associate with my past. Oh, it makes it easier. Okay. Oh, this is just like this. This is just like this. This is me living in my past. And then this risk of opportunity cost. I didn't just start a new job. I was just saying, I will give an example, by the way. And the opportunity, like the risk of staying the same, the opportunity cost is what you losing out on over here. Think about it. What you're losing out on is way greater of what you're losing out on than it was for you to go over here and learn and get uncomfortable. See, when you get uncomfortable, you become an expert. When you become an expert, game over. Game over. You know what you are destined to get. Like, you know that. You know what makes you uncomfortable. You know some of the things that don't make you uncomfortable that you figure out. Once you get to comfort level, you get that, get that shot of tempo up. You get that shot. You get your shots up. Boom. Eventually, you only need one of them to hit. That's the thing about we misconstrue this thing called life, though. We make it so complicated because pain is the starting point of change. It's like, if you take really out, and you just add the experience of it. You add the experience of your gifts plus your talents in it. You are the difference changer. So the difference is, instead of asking, why am I going through this? Start asking, what is this meant to teach me? I'm always like, what am I learning from this? What am I learning from this? I'm gonna tell you, I'm always, what am I learning from this? What can I learn? What can I learn? What can I learn? What can I learn from it? What can I learn from it? And once I figure out that, like, I'm always looking at, like, okay, something happens. Okay, cool. What can I learn from it? Pain is not just something that happens to you. It's something that's happening for you. If you use it the right way, game over. So I would definitely say, don't run from the pain that you're enduring. But really address it. And one of the key things to address it is to get you a therapist. Get your support group. Hit the same email up. Renter Strategic Benefits. Hit me up. Let's talk. Let's get you the landmark. I'll get you on there. Run our strategic benefits. And, to recap it, don't run from that pain. Sit with it. Understand it. Get to, use that shit. Use it. I'm going to tell you, that's exactly what I do. Because pain is not the end of the story. I hear this all the time. If you feeling the pain, you still living. You got another shot. If you feel the pain, you're still living. You got another shot. He ain't finished with you yet. If you woke up this morning, you ain't finished yet. You got another day. You got another 24. You got another moment. It's 86,400 moments in a day or seconds in a day. 86,400 of them. What you gonna do with yours? What you gonna do with yours? 86,400 seconds in a day. What you gonna do with yours? Sit with it. Don't run from the pain. You got back pain, shoulder pain, knee pain, elbow pain, butt pain, ear pain, head pain, chest pain. Sit with it. Understand it and use it. Use it to your advantage. Because the pain ain't the end of the story. You still got area lungs, you got time. It's about an experience in life. And when that experience, I've seen somebody that had cancer for 7 years, stage 4 cancer for 7 years. Seen somebody personally that had stage 4 cancer for 7 years. 7 years. Pain is a starting point of change. Use those signals. Definitely follow me on Mr. Dominique 2.0. Mr. Dominique 2.0 on IG and TikTok. Mr. Dominique 2.0 on IG and TikTok. I appreciate you. And also subscribe, man. Do not subscribe to Battle Tested. Do not subscribe to Battle Tested. Battle Tested, what doesn't break you builds your brand. Battle Tested podcast on YouTube. Battle Tested podcast on YouTube. Battle Tested podcast on YouTube. Go ahead and subscribe on there. Subscribe, hit the subscribe button. Let's run these numbers up. Let's go back and watch the videos. Let's connect with it. Today we just recap. Pain is the starting point of change. If you really accept that and be one with that, be one with it. Be divine oneness with it. Pain is the starting point of change. How is it occurring for you? Really see how, ask yourself that question. How is this occurring for me? How is pain occurring for me? On that note, you guys have a wonderful day, wonderful evening, wonderful space in your life, and just continue to create and use that pain as a mold to build what you're trying to build, what you're attempting to build out in the world, and be a catalyst to change and transformation and empowerment, because that's who you are in this world. You have that power. The power, that presence, this responsibility, those intentions, that dedication, and that enthusiasm or energy to be great and greatness. So on that note, I'm going to leave you off with this, like I do all the time. One day at a time, one moment at a time. Go create your experience in this world. Let's go take this world over.